Hello and welcome. My name is Chef Alex. I'm the resident chef here at My Friend's House Inc., where I demonstrate recipes to utilize the groceries we give out every Wednesday with our grocery distribution program. Thank you for watching. So we have this at the beginning was 6 ounces of portobello mushroom, but I had to trim off some of it, but this is still more than enough. These are the gills. We are not trimming them because it is not necessary, because we're going to cook them all down. But if you were doing like a stuffed mushroom or something, then you could trim it, but you really don't have to. And we're going to chop these kind of fine because we want to make this close to traditional sloppy joes. However, you know, you could use a smaller bean if you want to, like lentils or something. But today we're using black beans, fresh black beans at that. So, and we're doing the mushrooms because the mushrooms have this flavor that is called umami, which just means savory. So you get umami from a lot of meat products, MSG, but it's also found in certain plants and stuff. So this is going to help our sloppy joes be a little bit more meaty, even though they're vegetarian, so we shouldn't even care if they're meaty or not. But for someone who's transitioning, they may still be looking for that meaty texture. So this is for y'all. So I sliced them, and now I'm just cutting them in half, the slices. Ooh. That's the broke part. Trying to smash this. There you go. I'm just going to peel it. Now this garlic looks like it started to grow. But you know what? We're going to use it anyway. Just cut it off. Toss it. And then use the rest. It's fine. You could do more. But 3 is kind of my magic number. So, we got that aside. Next, we're going to mince up some onion to go with our mushrooms. So this is the other half of our red onion we're going to use in our sloppy joes. This is not an official, this is just an easy way to cut onions. It's not the way I was taught, but it works. Once you get to that part, you just flip it over. You want to keep it flat. Don't try to cut stuff on an uneven base. That's how you end up losing fingers and bleeding. Ask me how I know. Actually, don't ask me. I weighed out 14 ounces of black beans. I soaked these overnight and then I boiled them just until they're tender. So you can squeeze this and it'll smash, but it's not exactly like it's crumbly, so it's not exactly soft, because we're going to simmer this in our sloppy joe sauce so that the flavor infuses into the beans and it'll taste better and have a deeper flavor. Alright, so now we're going to go over to the stove. I just added about 2 tablespoons of oil. Make sure it coats the bottom of the pan very well. And now we're sauteing our onions and mushrooms. The mushroom is going to soak up most of that oil, which is fine. All of it's going to cook together. But we want to cook this down until it's about half the capacity it is now. To make sure that the onions and mushrooms are caramelized and giving us like really, really great flavor. this is like the foundation of the flavor for our sloppy joes. People struggle with vegetarian, vegan food because they don't always take the time to develop flavor, and it's already shrinking right before our eyes. Now at this point we're going to add our seasoning. So we have some chicken seasoning. That's just like a really good season off. We have thyme. We have smoked paprika. People use sweet paprika, smoked paprika. This gives your food a nice smoky taste, like a barbecue type vibe, or like you've been grilling something. And it adds great color. Then our black pepper. You could do like jalapenos, chipotles, or something, whatever you want. And we're going to add our garlic at this point too. So you just want to let that hang out for a little bit, for about 2 to 3 minutes, just so the color and the flavors can develop. So we're also going to add a bay leaf. These are fresh bay leaves. A lot of times we only get the dry ones, but this is what the fresh ones taste like. So, and they're pretty pliable. They smell really good. We're just one, and you can see it's already turning. The frost came off. And I like to get it on the bottom of the pan. So now that this is all delicious and wonderful and brown, we're going to add our beans. And a cup of water. And now 2/3 of a cup of this reduced sugar Stubbs barbecue sauce. Alright. Now we can turn the heat down, and this is where you cover it and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. The beans are already par cooked. If you were doing this with canned beans, then you would probably simmer for like 10 to 15 minutes. You don't want them too mushy. Actually, I'm gonna put another cup of water. So it's been like 35 minutes. And they're a little bit softer, but they're not exactly where I want them to be. So I added another cup of water and a little bit more of the barbecue sauce and a little bit of seasoning too, because it was tasting a little bland, but that's okay because we fixed it. There's still a little bit too much liquid. We're going to let it go a little longer.